We are here with the soon-to-be Hall of Fame Darren Woodson, and I can tell you that because when you get that knock on the door, I'm going to be there too.
You gonna be there?
I'm going to make sure it happens. So I'm going to be there too, so I won't let you know that.
You're going to be right there.
I'm going to be right there too. I'm going to be right there.
Eat some nachos, and we're just going to be chilling.
Yo, we're going to be right there shedding tears. When you get the knock on the door. Darren, of course you see the polo already.
Yeah.
You know what time it is.
Yeah.
We did this last year.
Yeah.
So let's act like it didn't happen again, but we gotta say it happened again.
Yeah.
What happened back again in that Green Bay Packers game?
That was a tough one. That really was. It was tough in the fact that, the expectation, it was all about the expectation, right? It was, what you saw visually throughout the season where the Cowboys had, played extremely well at home. What did they go, like 16 straight games? I don't know how many straight games they won at home. So there was an underlying confidence there. Green Bay hadn't played that well throughout most of the year. End up getting hot, which we were unfortunately on the back end of that. But, you got to give a lot of credit to the Green Bay Packers because the Packers not only came into Dallas and won that game, they were only a play away from winning the game in Santa Clara. Going to the NFC Championship game. So, they played extremely well. I think the Cowboys, though, in the end, look, there are some pieces that are missing, and they're obvious pieces. They're the middle of that defense, whether the interior of the defensive line, the linebacking core, they need to get better at those positions because what we've seen, the demise of this team has been throughout the season is when they cannot stop the run. And teams dominate them on time of possession, and they don't give the offense a chance to put those points on the board. That's when they've been at their worst. And they ran into a team in Green Bay where Aaron Jones ran the ball down their throat. The offensive line, yes. Oh my gosh! And that happens when you can't stop the run. You start figuring out ways to get closer to the line of scrimmage, and now your eyes are all over the place. And that's what happened. And then when they played same thing when they played San Francisco 49. Any team that really wanted to line up and run the ball on them, there was a struggle, and it was a struggle in that Green Bay game. So sucks, but hey, it happens. Sorry, you broke your heart too, huh?
No. Let's address the elephant in the room that's not here anymore.
What's that, Walt?
Quinn. Yeah. Let's talk about that. He's not here anymore. That's who I put most of the blame on there. We didn't stop not one single drive.
Yeah.
Not one.
But look, I don't know if I put it all on Dan Quinn because if you look at this team for the most part, they were built, and Dan has always been known to bring out the best in their pass rushers. Yeah. Whatever team he's coached, pass rushing has been the key to their success.
I can't agree with that. You know why? Micah Parsons said the one phrase to me that just hits home with me. We got out-schemed. And when you say you got out-schemed against the freaking Green Bay Packers,
look,
I can't think nobody but the defensive coordinator. How do you get out-schemed against little measly Green Bay Packers?
No, you don't. You're not Dan. Dan Quinn is not getting out-schemed. Let's give him more. And shame.
Parsons said it.
You know what? Shame on Micah for saying that. You know what this is called?
What's that?
This is called they lined up and they kicked y'all's ass across the front. It was man on man. You knew what you're getting. They were basically telling you, we're going to run the ball at you. And they ran the ball directly. Same thing Buffalo did. Same thing San Francisco 49ers did. The same thing the Green Bay Packers did. Miami the same way. And the Arizona Cardinals. Games they lost, teams ran the ball on them. And it's not a scheme. This ain't something like, oh my God, they're gonna run a zone like you've never seen these running schemes. You get schemed in the passing game. You ain't getting schemed. In the running game, you just got your ass kicked. Period. Like, how they say in the hood, not your. Yeah, your ass. You got your ass kicked, man on man. And that's exactly what happened in that game. And I'm not saying that Micah and the guys on the exterior, they played pretty good, but the interior of that defense was their weakness. And they got pushed around, and Green Bay got the win out of this. So it's easy to point fingers and schemes and this happened. No. Sometimes you got to point that finger back and say, hey, what can we do to get better? Because they have the personnel to get to the next level. Now they need to add to those pieces.
I don't know if you noticed, but back home I do a pre-halftime and post-game show for the Dallas Cowboys, right?
You cried, didn't you? What
I threw a plate against the wall. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I threw a plate against the wall, just like I did when we lost to the Eagles. Only this time there wasn't food on this plate when I threw it this time. But, you know, we got this thing where we somebody on the postgame show was naming all. They say Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, Larry Allen, Darren Woodson was all somewhere shaking their head looking at these Dallas Cowboys play football on the night. Can you confirm that you were shaking your head when those Cowboys lost that game?
Oh, I think we were all shaking our heads.
Yeah, they say Darren Woodson was.
No, dude.
I mean, he caught all those interceptions before it turned out like this.
Look, I think everybody was shaking their head. And look, you know, when you go into it and you're passionate about it, I mean, this is a part of it, right? You get there and the expectations are that you're one of, you know, 8 teams that should have a chance to get to the Super Bowl. It's a big deal, but at the same time, I think it's very eye-opening. And look, and I think there were some successes that happened this season. Look, Dak said he wasn't going to throw over 10 interceptions. He didn't.
He threw 10 exactly.
He
right?
did 10 exactly, right? So
he said he wasn't a liar.
No, I think he made some changes this offseason to his game. He got better, and Dak was in the running for Player of the Year,
MVP.
Like there are some good things. CeeDee Lamb has proven to you.
Well, according to his mother, Dak Prescott ain't in.
No, wow.
On Twitter.
But what's been the knock on CD? Is he a 1? Oh, he's a 1. We figured that out, right? I think there's growth in this situation as well. But at the same time, if you're growing, you have to figure out ways to add pieces to this puzzle and shock the system of this team and not get complacent. They're at a point right now where Jerry's going to probably have to come in and push his chips in.
Jerry.
He's got to push the chips in now. Like, this is the same thing the Rams did a couple of years ago. Okay, now we have the foundation. Let's go add these pieces. Go get Jalen Ramsey. Let's go get, you know, so-and-so to come in and fill a role. This team is at that point where they can go get pieces to really get them to the next level.
How good is Mike McCarthy as a coach?
I think he's a damn good football coach. I mean, look, man, I watched him at Green Bay, and, you know, where would they end up being, 12-5 this season?
12-5.
Where were they last year?
12-5.
12-5, right? They won the NFC East this year when no one thought that they were. We thought Philly was going to come back and be the more dominant football team. But McCarthy has done his job.
Yes.
He really has.
Mistake letting him go.
Oh, I think so too. I totally agree. I think, you know, look, I'm not denying. I'm not going to make a hasty decision and say, okay, you lost one game in the playoffs, it sucked and all that. Now everybody needs to be fired. No. Don't work that way. Who are you going to bring in?
I know only one person I feel should be fired. He's not here anymore. He's going to Washington. Only one person.
But all year. When would you have said that in week 9?
Well, Darren,
no. Well, I'm asking a question. Well, what would you have said that in week 10? In week 10, would you have said that? Was Dan Quinn even on your radar in week 10?
Dan Quinn has been on my radar for a minute because I noticed just like everybody else noticed, when this team ain't getting takeaways, our defense is a little. I'll tell you what game really made me stick out with Dan Quinn. The doggone Seattle Seahawks. That's when I was like, okay, all right, Dan Quinn, what are we doing, buddy? Mm-hmm. What are we doing? It took you how long to figure out that Deron Bland shouldn't be sticking what's the name?
Yeah,
come on, bro. How many points you got to put on us?
Yeah.
But you figure that out.
True. But at the same time, how many games have you left Deron Bland out there and he came up with the big play, right?
All DK Metcalf did was step in front of Deron Bland every time, and I'm like, bro, switch it already.
I've played with the best. Who's the best corner that you ever could imagine? I played with him.
Oh, Dion.
Okay, yeah.
Prime, baby.
All right, Prime, right? I played with Prime when things weren't bouncing his way. Like, he gave up some plays and things didn't happen. But you know what you do? You rely on those guys, right? Because Deron Bland was a guy all season long. I don't mean to go down this road, but he's a guy that's been consistently good. He gave you big plays. Yeah, he give up plays. But here he comes in the fourth quarter. He's getting that interception, taking it to the house, right? And you have to have that belief in your guys that, all right, D, he got you. He may have gotten you 2 or 3 times. Well, maybe we can help you a little bit here and there. But at some point, I got to let you be you.
Right.
Like, he's going to make a play for me at some point in that game. And that was the expectation. So, you know, it's hard to just say, okay, well, you know, Deron, you've played lights out for 14 weeks, but this game, I'm going to have to help you. No, dude, you let him play. You let him play. I just think they need more help in certain situations up front where they can't be in 2nd and 3, 3rd and 2, and expect to win those games. You gotta play behind the chains.
Sean Merriman's walking around here. Did you see his comments? I just want to let you know before you don't have to get into that. I'm gonna take care of that issue tomorrow with Sean Merriman about Justin Herbert's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. I don't want you getting riled up. I'm going to take care of that issue for detail. As the kids say, I'm going to stand on business, and I'm going to take care of Sean Merriman tomorrow, so don't worry about that.
Yeah, he has potential. Look, potential.
Yeah, his upside is higher than Dak Prescott, but right now,
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
I'm gonna take care.
That
don't worry
is
about
crazy
it.
talk.
I'm gonna have a talk with Mr. Merriman.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you think right now that Pat Mahomes is better than Tom Brady?
No, not
Why
right
not?
now. Because he, first off, Tom Brady's already he's still working to get to Tom Brady's level.
Mm-hmm.
He's not at Tom Brady's level yet.
Yeah, right. And I think
give him another year or two, he'll be on Tom Brady's level.
And I'm not trying to compare quarterbacks, but I think you're talking the same thing with Dak and Herbert. Like Herbert's not there yet.
He's not there yet.
Yeah, I think he has all the skill set in the world.
What they call? He's got all the intangibles.
All the intangibles to get there, but right now he's not. You're talking about Dak Prescott in the top 3 as far as MVP voting. Was Herbert there this year?
Not a lot of respect on my quarterback's name right now. Yeah. Not a lot of respect.
No. Which is a shame.
So, before I let you go, my daughter made the 8th grade basketball team.
Oh, man.
She playing? She's a starter.
Oh,
she's going to be playing a two-guard. You got any words of encouragement?
Mama must have been off. Mama must have all kind of athleticism.
Oh,
wow. Daddy didn't bring. Wow. Daddy's DNA didn't bring anything to the table. I'm just saying, Mom. Mama just was she a track star or something?
The kid has my last name and didn't even get. Wow.
Hey, I
will say this. She does have a great mother. I will say.
Thank you.
I'll
give you one better. I got a 7-year-old. Right. I got 3 older kids.
I know you used to have him with you. You didn't bring him with you this year.
My 3 older kids, great athletes, baseball, football, basketball, did everything. My daughter even ran track, the whole 9. She could run. My 7-year-old, he doesn't have the athleticism, not even close to what they had. Nor if his 10 kids on his football team, he's number 10. He's slow. He doesn't react well. He doesn't have that. And the dads look at me, the coaches look at me like, dude, this is. And I'm like, yeah. So I came home like 2 weeks ago. Late at night, I tried to prick his finger to see if he was actually mine. You may want to do the same thing, Walt.
Trust me, she's a spit image of me. She mine. Yeah. Trust me. I checked when she came out the room to make sure she mine. Well, there. Of course, I think we got to make this every year thing.
Yeah, let's do it, bro.
Every year we got to sit down and talk.
Let's do it.
I mean, we'll get together during the. We got to have you on our post game show one.
Come on, man.
Pre-post game show one night. We just got to have you come to the studio.
Come on, let's do it
and do it one day. But Darren Woodson, thank you so much, man.
No problem.
And I promise you, tomorrow I'm gonna stand on business. I'm gonna take care of Sean Merriman.
Oh, you got
for those
that?
comments
stand
about
on
Dak Prescott. I got it. Don't worry about it.